Hare Krishna. Question from Promila Mataji. It is said in the Srimad Bhagavatam that those who are practicing bhakti now have already practiced yoga, dhyana, tapa and other processes in their previous lives, and only now they come to practice bhakti. But now, if this is true, then when we see that when we are practicing bhakti, when we try to chant the holy names, we struggle to even stay awake. Same as when we try to hear classes. So if we are still struggling, if there are many devotees who are still struggling even with tamasic tendencies, then how can we say that? Then is it that even these devotees have actually practiced all the processes of austerities in the previous life? How do we reconcile this spiritual fact, this scriptural statement that devotees have already practiced everything else in their previous lives, with the large number of conditionings that devotee sadhakas have seem to have in this life? Answer: the process of bhakti is the path of mercy, and if we say that nobody can come to bhakti unless that person has practiced all the other processes, then bhakti no longer remains the path of mercy, because practicing all the other processes becomes the precondition before one can get bhakti. So whereas we say bhakti is so merciful, Bhakti Devi is so merciful, Krishna, who is Lord of Bhakti Devi, is so merciful that Krishna can bestow bhakti and bhakti can bestow mercy on anyone, even a person who is in tamoguna. So even a person not as in tamoguna, a person who is very sinful also. So therefore, first and foremost is the very merciful inclusiveness of bhakti means that all bhakti practitioners don't have to be savants in all other paths to come to bhakti. Otherwise there would be no meaning to the mercy of bhakti. So certainly there are devotees who may have not had any spiritual practice at all in their previous lives, who have, by the sheer mercy of bhakti as manifested through the bhaktas and through Bhagavan, have come to Krishna's lotus feet now. So that's the first point to understand with respect to the inclusiveness of bhakti. Now secondly, with respect to the specific scriptural statements. So when it is said that one who is practicing bhakti has practiced everything else in the past, what does such a statement mean? So so in the prayers of Devahuti, in the stuti that is offered by Devahuti to Kapila, she said that Aho Bachoto Gariyan Yajivha Agre Vartate Namatubhyam Tepastapust Juhu Sasnurarya Brahmanachur Nama Grunantiyete. So there it is said that actually how wonderful it is, Swapachoto Gariyan, that even Shwapacha, how wonderful it is that even those who are dog eaters, that if they chant the holy name, Jivagre Vartate Namatubhyam, those who chant your holy names, O Lord, Te Pustapaste Juhuvasasnurarya. And then said that actually they have performed all the rituals of the Aryan culture, Aryan civilization, and now they have attained a transcendental state of perfection. So now what does this mean? This is primarily a statement of wonder about the glory of bhakti. There are multiple possibilities by which such a thing can happen. That, as I said, it's simply the inclusiveness of bhakti, that even a person who is a dog eater, who has not practiced even the basic Vedic rituals, that person can also get to the process of chanting the holy names, which is the culmination of all the Vedic processes. This is the inclusiveness of bhakti. Another possibility is that this person has practiced the other processes, but while practicing the other processes, the seeker has become deviated. And because of deviation, not just deviation from transcendental path to goodness, but the deviation has led to falling to sin, then such a fall to sin can cause a person to fall back and as a consequence take a low birth. Just as we have Bharat Maharaj from a very high state falling to a deer's body, so similarly a person can fall to a dog eater's body also. And Prabhupada also said that sometimes the hogs in Vrindavan, they may be yogis who did sinful activities who fell to sinful activities in their previous lives. So the point here is that means that person has acquired by the practice of spiritual or spiritually directed processes acquired a very high status, but because the person fell to some sinful activity, so that person has now got a Ishwapacha body, has got a low body, but the advanced spiritual status is still there. Now thirdly, apart from this also, we need to understand that bhakti is the ultimate purpose of all the Vedic processes. So the Bhagavad Gita through its analysis describes how yoga culminates in bhakti, yoginam api sarvesham madgatena antaratmana. How jnana culminates in bhakti. That Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma, that 1854 said, that verse culminates in Mad Bhaktam Labhate Param. So jnana, yoga, tapa, all of them culminate in bhakti. And if somebody has got bhakti, that means that person has got the fruits of everything else. So if we consider, say, the gains from other paths, like say a 1 lakh lottery somebody gains. Now the gain from yoga, the gain from dhyana, the gain from tapa, the gain from jnana, it's all like a 1 lakh lottery. But bhakti is like a 100 crore lottery. Now if somebody gets a 100 crore lottery, that does not mean that that person has to have competed in an earlier lottery competition and have earned the 1 lakh lotteries also, or all the 1 lakh prizes in the lottery earlier. No. Within the 1 crore, the 1 lakhs are already included. So in that sense, a devotee need not have in the previous life practiced the other processes of bhakti, other processes for transcendence, but a devotee can focus only on the process of bhakti and thereby attain transcendence. So the key thing for us as seekers to understand is to that we need to keep the essence in mind. And the essence of such statements is to demonstrate the paramountcy, the supremacy of bhakti as compared to all other processes. So the essential purpose in making such statements is not that it has to be universally applicable, that every devotee has to have gone through all the other processes, but that's not the purpose. The purpose is that because the path of devotion is the culmination of all other processes, therefore one who is practicing bhakti need not get distracted or disheartened or worried by thinking that maybe by practicing bhakti I am missing out some other benefits of some other paths, and therefore maybe I shouldn't just practice bhakti, maybe I need to practice some other paths also. No other paths are required, just the path of bhakti is purna. It's the highest path, and it can take us from the lowest level to the highest level, and by practicing bhakti alone we can attain the highest perfection. So such statements we should see primarily as glorifications of bhakti for exhorting within us, for inspiring us towards single-minded practice of bhakti. Thank you. Hare Krishna.